John Durham is accusing Hillary Clinton's lawyer of lying.
Now, opposition research is a normal part of political campaigns. What's not a normal part of political campaigns is going to the FBI as a campaign's attorney and saying, by the way, I'm not here as the campaign's attorney, but I'm going to give you opposition research on the candidate we're running against.
Durham filed a motion to admit a 2016 text message from Sussmann to the FBI General Counsel James Baker, just 2 months before the 2016 election.
They now have the notes where it says Michael Sussmann, and then it says represents DNC, Clinton Foundation, etc., but not for the purposes of this meeting, which raises two questions. One is, the FBI knew he represented the DNC and the Clinton Foundation. What do they think? He's just coming over there to stop and chat?
I have something time-sensitive and sensitive I need to discuss. Do you have any availability for a short meeting tomorrow? I'm coming on my own, not on behalf of a client or company. I want to help the Bureau.
If that was your friend, you would still be suspicious of your friend.
Yeah.
You'd say, okay, you'd call him up and say, what are you doing? You're going to get me in trouble and you in trouble, so just tell the truth.
Durham calling the text, quote, a lie in writing. Sussmann is set to go on trial next month over accusations he lied to the FBI.
The FBI was probably in on the game before Sussmann came with quote-unquote hard evidence.
Durham is making the connection now between what Sussmann put in writing and also had in the meeting in this idea of tying Trump to Russia. It was all part of a scam. If you look also at that tweet, we're talking about the Clinton campaign jumping in the fray. In fact, Durham is looking to add that tweet into evidence as well.
The problem is the FBI and Department of Justice were in on this. And that's the part that makes you just really upset as an American, that our agencies were part of this.
Title 42. Biden's going to end it. It could produce as much as 2 million more illegal immigrants into this country.
When you remove these Title 42 protections, Homeland Security has estimated that that's going to mean that 18,000 unlawful migrants will cross a day, 540,000 per month.
Without Title 42, which can be handled in about 15 minutes, they have to go through a different process that takes an hour and 15 minutes. It'll take 5 times as many border agents to process the number of people coming across. It's going to be all paperwork, no border protection.
What we have in this particular case is an intersection between the border crisis, the pandemic, and politics. And at the end of the day, the Biden administration will likely choose the most politicized answer possible.
Now you've got 3 states, Arizona, Missouri, Louisiana, suing the Biden administration over this.
The projections are, Cece, that this will be, what, 18,000 a day?
Yes, Border Patrol agents are saying they can't handle 3,000. So 7,000 is ridiculous and 18,000 is unconscionable. There's no way that they can handle that.
The humanitarian crisis here is going to be unbelievable. I mean, it's going to be unreal, folks.
At 3,000 people, we can barely do the job. 5,000 people, it's a crisis. Just last week, we had days where we hit 8,000 people, and it's expected to go up to 18,000.
The fentanyl crisis is unbelievable. Where do you think it's coming in from? A lot of it is made in China, comes in through Mexico. The sex trafficking comes in through our southern border, goes right up the interstates, all over the country. Drug trafficking, the same thing. So every family is affected by this. That's the problem here. Everybody's affected, and their solution is to rip off the Band-Aid that's at least keeping the infection out of the cut.
One of Twitter's loudest critics is now the largest shareholder of the company. Tesla CEO Elon Musk bought 73.5 million shares of Twitter, acquiring more than a 9% stake in the social media site.
Elon Musk makes a pretty bold investment. Not pretty bold, a big investment into Twitter, a publicly held company.
I think you're going to see this cheered by the populist classes of the left and the right.
Elon Musk has made no secret of the fact that he doesn't believe that Twitter is a neutral platform.
I think Elon Musk said it best. He called it the de facto public square, and I think that is largely true. We have to remember that Elon Musk is not a conservative, but Twitter went so far radical left that even those who are in the middle, or maybe middle left, suddenly were lost by what Twitter was doing.
Analysts believe Musk may want to force change at Twitter. He recently raised questions about free speech on the platform, tweeting last month, "Given that Twitter serves as the de facto public town square, failing to adhere to free speech principles fundamentally undermines democracy. What should be done?"
I think that Elon needs to clean house at Twitter. You need to send a big, strong message that what they've been doing to silence free speech, to shadow ban, to kick President Trump off, but to keep the Iranian regime and Putin on. I mean, there's just, the double standard is so glaring that they don't have a case to talk about being able to support free speech.
Elon Musk has been appointed to Twitter's board of directors. This news comes just one day after Musk disclosed that he had purchased a more than 9% stake in the company for about $2.9 billion.
You can't ignore the monolith in the room, and the monolith is Twitter. They are still the big player here, and any move towards free speech is going to be a good move.